So check it out. I picked up a 2022 Ducati Panigale V2. I've actually wanted this bike for a really long time, and things just lined up such that I was able to pick this one up. Earlier in the year, I sold my ZXXR, and then just a week ago, I sold my Yamaha XSR 900. Both of those bikes went to buddies, which is great because when you put a lot of work into a bike, it's great to see it go to somebody that you know is going to appreciate it. But very excited to have this bike in my garage here. I know most of my subscribers are here for the mini moto content, so like all of my big bikes, there probably won't be too much content on this, but did want to show it to you, and I've got a simple install today. Every angle on this bike, and even the accessories like the exhaust, the stock setup, look great in my opinion. The only thing that I absolutely cannot stand is the rear tail, and again, I think there must be some legal requirements to have it hanging that far off, just to have the license plate and the turn signals way out past the wheel. But other than that, I'm not planning on doing any immediate mods. I'd like to put some miles on the bike and get to know it. But in the short amount of riding that I've done, and that's really just from the dealership back to my house, the bike feels absolutely amazing. I won't do a review pretending like I know all the ins and outs about it because I can't really speak from a position of experience yet. But the control, the steering, the power, everything feels amazing. So anyway, let's get this tail tidy on the bike. And then I think, again, from that aesthetic point of view, this is my ideal motorcycle. So real quick unboxing, this is from New Rage Cycles. I actually also put a New Rage Cycles tail tidy on my XSR 900, but very straightforward. Just a small piece that sits underneath the seat that will have the left and right blinkers, and then a license plate mount with a light. There are 4 Torx screws underneath the tail tidy, 3 in the back, and then 1 up here at the front. So we're gonna remove those first. Then this half will come apart. We'll be able to unplug the wiring. And then there are these 2 4mm Allen bolts that will back off, and then it'll be off and we'll throw the new one on. I am using a T25 Torx bit. It's actually a T20 for these 3 in the back. All right. So just removing the stock taillights. And then I assume this last one is for power for the license plate light. All right, and the stock tail is off. Well, most of it's off. I still need to remove this post, which again is 2 4mm Allen keys. And with those off, this actually slides down. There's a metal plate that comes up here, so it's a matter of kind of pulling down on it. And there we go. We keep all of these. All of these will plug into the new bracket and then get filed up in here when we snug it down. All right, so this is the tail tidy, and it's going to mount flush right here, and already that looks 1000% better. Then for the license plate bracket, it can mount one of 2 ways. It can be in the tuck position, putting it here, which is the way that I'm going to go, or you can mount it here so that it's a little more visible, probably a little more legal. But again, I think that's going to be a little cooler. All right, so I've got the license plate bracket bolted up. There's 2 bolts. They're the shorter ones for this configuration, and these locking nuts on the back side. And actually the plugs I mentioned, those are for up here. There's 1 big one and then 2 small ones. I guess these 2 holes here stay open. So there's now the 2 turn signal connections and the 1 connection for the license plate. And again, all of this is plug and play. So it looks like DX is right and SX is left. And last is this license plate light. There's a little zip tie on it. Probably could have left it in. There's going to be a lot of space. Actually, might as well just confirm that that works as well before we button it up. Yep, nice and bright. Oh, and actually, these 2 holes that I just referenced, these are actually the ones that I use to secure it to the frame. So, of course, those aren't getting plugged up. And it just sits on the outside here. It doesn't slip up. This metal piece doesn't slip up like the stock one did. It just sits on the outside. So you use the included hardware to go through the tail tidy, then one of the nylon washers, and I'm going to use just a dab of blue Loctite on the bolt. This uses an M3 Allen key. Awesome. And a quick final function check. License plate light is on. Left turn. Right turn. Gorgeous. So I'm sure everybody can agree that that is a change that had to be made on this bike. But again, other than that, I don't have any immediate plans for modifications. I want to put some miles on it, get to know the bike. I'll do a review of it once I feel that I'm in a place to speak intelligently about it after putting some miles in different conditions. I probably won't be taking this bike to the track. I get my fill on these mini motos that I get to rip around go-kart tracks. Plus there's no big bike tracks too close to me. The closest is a little over 3 hours, although we'll see. After I get some miles on it, I may have that itch to see what this does or what I can do on it around the track. So I'm sure I'll have other videos on this bike as other modifications come to mind and I do it on it, but otherwise I'm sure you'll see it in the background as I keep working on all of these mini motos. Thank you everybody for watching. Stay tuned for more videos and keep on building.